a dusty attic, a hidden map, and a 70-year-old secret that changed one family forever. This is the real story of Grandma's secret map. It was 2023, when 32-year-old Emily decided it was time to clean out her grandmother's house. You see, Grandma Anna had passed away at the age of 92, leaving behind a large farmhouse filled with decades of memories. But now, after all these years, Emily and her family were ready to sort through all the relics of the past. This meant combing through hundreds of boxes, sifting through stacks of old photographs, and clearing out rooms that had been untouched for years. And while most of the items they found were simply nostalgic, some were downright strange. For example, there was a locked wooden box hidden deep within the attic. It appeared to be very heavy and was covered in cobwebs and dust. "I have no idea what this is," Emily said to her brother Tom, who came over to help with the cleanup. "Maybe we should just leave it here." But her curiosity soon got the better of her. So with some effort, they managed to pry open the old chest. Inside, they found an old leather-bound diary along with a faded map. The diary appeared to be from the 1950s, and the map depicted a region in Eastern Europe that was occupied by German forces during World War II. As Emily began reading through the diary entries, she noticed that they were written by her grandmother's hand. However, the entries from the 1950s seemed to describe a secret relationship with someone named David, who was a Jewish soldier hiding from the war. In one particularly heartbreaking entry dated March 1951, she wrote, "I met him 2 years ago on this very street. He was just a boy then, barely 17, and so full of life. But war can do terrible things to even the strongest of spirits. I promised him I would wait for him, no matter how long it took. He is my treasure." Then there was the map. It showed a small village in an area that was occupied by German forces during World War II. But what did it mean? And what was her grandmother's connection to this mysterious David? After poring over old maps and historical records, Emily finally learned that the map was from 1944, just months before the end of the war. She also discovered that the region was part of an ancient trade route that connected Poland and Hungary. But the significance of this detail remained elusive. Determined to uncover the truth behind her grandmother's secret, Emily decided to visit the village marked on the map. Little did she know that this journey would lead her to a shocking discovery that would rewrite her family's history forever. As Emily stood in front of the weathered wooden door, her heart pounded in her chest. Could this be the place from the map? What secrets did it hold about her grandmother's past? Taking a deep breath, she knocked on the door and waited for an answer. Inside the house, an elderly woman opened the door and looked out. "Can I help you?" she asked in a thick accent. Yes," Emily began. "I was hoping to speak with someone about a soldier who may have been here during World War II. The old woman's eyes widened slightly. "Soldier," she repeated. "What kind of soldier?" Overcoming her initial hesitation, the old woman invited Emily inside and offered her a seat. As they sipped on cups of steaming tea, Emily shared what she knew about David and the map. To her surprise, the woman's face suddenly lit up with recognition. "David?" she whispered, as if the name itself held a special significance. "Of course," she continued, "I remember him. He was a good man, kind and gentle, always helping those in need." The old woman paused, lost in thought. "He spoke often of a woman named Anna," she added, a wistful smile gracing her lips. As the conversation continued, the old woman shared stories of David's bravery and compassion. She spoke of how he had risked his own safety to help others, including hiding Jewish families in secret compartments beneath their farms. With each passing moment, it became clear that David had been a central figure in the village, a beacon of hope during a time of darkness. Emily listened intently, feeling a deep sense of admiration and respect for the man she had never met. But it was when the old woman mentioned a hidden compartment beneath the floorboards that Emily's heart skipped a beat. Could this be the answer she had been searching for? The old woman nodded, her eyes twinkling with understanding. "He told me it was a way to keep their memories alive," she said softly. And so Emily found herself standing once again in the very spot where David had once concealed his treasures. The weight of the moment pressed down on her, the realization of the bravery and resilience of those who had come before her. Following the old woman's directions, Emily carefully lifted the loose floorboard. Beneath it, hidden from prying eyes, was a small wooden box filled with letters, photographs, and a golden locket. Emily's hands trembled as she reached inside to retrieve it. The locket was intricately crafted and adorned with delicate engravings. As she opened it, she gasped. Inside lay a miniature photograph of a young couple, their faces filled with love and laughter. On the back, a single word was inscribed: "Wait for me." Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. It was then that she noticed another marking on the locket, a date. April 1944, just days before David disappeared. Suddenly it all made sense. The hidden box, the secret compartment, the diary entries. Her grandmother had been part of a resistance network, helping Jewish families escape the clutches of the war. Overwhelmed with emotion, Emily clutched the locket tightly. In that moment, she felt a deep sense of pride and gratitude for her grandmother's courage and compassion. As Emily made her way back to her car, clutching the box of hidden treasures, a sense of closure washed over her. She had uncovered the truth about her grandmother's past and the secret that had been hidden for so many years. Back home, Emily carefully examined the contents of the box, each item a tangible link to her grandmother's past. The letters were filled with words of love and longing, testament to the deep affection that had bound David and her grandmother together. The photographs showed a different side of life during the war, capturing moments of joy and resilience in the face of adversity. There were pictures of children playing, neighbors sharing meals, and even clandestine meetings between members of the resistance. As Emily delved deeper into the box's contents, she discovered a small notebook. Its pages contained a list of names and addresses, each one representing a life touched by the war. Some names were crossed out, while others had small notes beside them indicating their fate. With each entry, Emily felt a growing sense of urgency. She realized that her grandmother and others like her had risked their lives to save these people, to offer them hope in a time of despair. As she turned the final page of the notebook, her eyes fell upon an inscription that brought tears to her eyes. "The real treasure isn't what we found," she whispered. "It's who she was." In the end, it wasn't the physical items that held the greatest value, but the legacy of her grandmother's courage and humanity that truly mattered. The discovery of the box and its contents had been a turning point for Emily and her family. It had unearthed a part of their history that had been buried for decades, revealing the strength and resilience of their ancestors. It was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope and compassion could prevail. Emily knew that her grandmother's story needed to be shared, not just for her own sake, but for the sake of all those who had suffered during the war. She began by sharing their story with friends and family, each retelling bringing a new wave of emotions and memories to the surface. Soon, Emily's story reached far beyond her family, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life. Others who had lost loved ones during the war reached out to Emily, sharing their own stories of remembrance and healing. Together, they formed a bond that transcended time and tragedy, united by their shared experiences and the enduring power of memory. As the years passed, Emily continued to honor her grandmother's legacy. She visited the old woman in the village, bringing her flowers and listening to stories of the past. She also returned to the hidden compartment, placing a fresh bouquet of flowers there as a tribute to her grandmother and the villagers who had sacrificed so much during the war. One day, while sorting through her grandmother's belongings, Emily stumbled upon something she had missed before, a faded photograph tucked away in a corner of the attic. It showed a group of villagers standing outside a building, their faces beaming with joy. Among them was her grandmother, her eyes sparkling with life. But it was one detail that truly caught Emily's attention. In the center of the photograph, partially obscured by the building behind it, was a small wooden box. Emily's heart raced as she realized that this must be the very box she had found in the attic. A sense of wonder washed over her, connecting past and present in a way she had never imagined. The photograph served as a powerful reminder of the enduring strength and resilience of the human spirit. It symbolized not just her grandmother's life, but the lives of all those who had lived through the war and emerged with hope and determination to rebuild. As Emily gazed at the photograph, she knew that the true treasure was not the physical items hidden in the box, but the legacy of love, courage, and community that had been passed down to her. And then, buried deep within the farmhouse attic, hidden from sight for over 7 decades, was an old leather-bound diary. Its yellowed pages whispered stories of a time long past, of love and loss, hope and resilience. The final entry was dated March 1951. The treasure was never gold. It read, "It was our story." And indeed, it was a story worth remembering, a story that had the power to touch hearts and inspire generations to come.